All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Peter, and today, for my next incredible daring feat, I am going to attempt to draw my own face. I know. Please, everybody, settle down. Squarespace is kindly sponsoring this attempt. I have a camera set up here, and you can see there's a mirror and a drawing pad. And the idea is that I will look at myself in the mirror and draw myself on the paper, mostly using some of these charcoal pencils, 2B. There's a nice one right there. So I don't normally draw myself. I normally just draw shapes and I don't know if feelings is the right word. So hopefully it could go sideways real quick. We'll see. Let's just have fun with it, see what happens, and maybe I'll do more than one attempt. See how, depending on how demoralized I am after the first attempt. Hopefully, I'll feel great, even if it goes poorly. That's the idea. Okay, well, a little spoiler alert. I did feel pretty great after finishing this first self-portrait. It turned out, well, better than I expected. Well, sometimes there were points where I would get into it, look at it for too long, and it would start looking weird, but overall, I was very happy with it. And then, the disaster of the second portrait happened. Maybe I got a little overconfident or something. I'm not sure. Anyways, there's the interesting thing about drawing people, about doing portraits and stuff like that, is you can look up tutorials or tips and tricks. Like I have a lot of books with instructions for how to draw people. And there's so many different methods, and each person that is advising and showing these methods kind of, gives them out like they are the only way. Like, this is how you do it. I mean, maybe that's just a good way to, teach people. A little bit of confidence goes a long way, I guess. But I just think it's interesting how many, some people draw like an egg shape for a face and a head, then draw like some dividing lines here and there. But other people start with a cube, or some people start with like a cylinder. And then again, it is interesting that they all start with like a very basic shape. So there is some uniformity among almost all the methods I've seen. And I did try that with mine, but I don't know. It's one thing to look through the steps in a book or on some online article or YouTube video and then to execute them on your own. Because when you're looking at a real face and then trying to put it on paper, it can get overwhelming. And I think that's where just practice comes in. You just have to get comfortable with it so it doesn't feel as overwhelming, knowing which parts to approach and tackle when. Okay, let's sneak a little sponsored doodle in here. Make sure you go check out Squarespace and see what they have to offer as far as website design, hosting. You can start with one of the slick templates they have, all in a bunch of different categories depending on what you want to do. But for example, if you want to set up a website for showing off your photographs, I bet so many of the other categories and all these other templates can easily be modified and customized just to your liking. Because I've messed around with my Squarespace website. I mess around with the templates so much. Just the dragging, the dropping, resizing of everything. It's almost fun just to play with. So go check it out, squarespace.com, for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/PeterDraws for 10% off your first website or domain. Okay. Now, about this drawing. Well, actually, I don't really know what else to say about it, except that it was a good, fun time. and I want to do it more. It was interesting doing a self-portrait in the sense that I had to be looking at myself. Not that it's weird to look at myself, but that the portrait had to be looking at the viewer, right? Because I was looking in a mirror. That was the image. That was my reference image. And that's why for the second drawing, I devised a plan so that I could look at the side of my face, and you'll see that in the little intro for the next drawing. But in other news, I have set up a bird feeder outside of my porch, and sometimes I watch the delicious, delightful, and delicate little birdies pecking and prodding at the seeds that I've put out for them. It took them a while before it seemed like the word got out to the whole neighborhood that I had free seeds available. All you had to do was come and get them. But now it seems like a pretty popular dining site. Uh, Sometimes in the evenings, all throughout the day, and even in the mornings, we're always open. And it mostly seems like there's little birds like sparrows, but I did see one woodpecker, which is somehow even smaller than the tiny sparrows. It was black and white. It had little red tufts on its head. I'm pretty sure it was a woodpecker. I don't actually know why I thought that now, but that's just what was in my head about it. I could be wrong, but it's fun to see the birds. I had the idea to put up a bird feeder there because there also have bushes right outside my porch, and they would always kind of hop around in the bushes, chirping, tweeting, chatting to each other. And I thought, hey, this is already a hot hangout spot. This is a perfect, well, I won't say business opportunity because I'm not charging them for seed yet, but it's like, hey, let's maximize on this spot where all the birds like hanging out. Plus, while I'm sitting out here on the porch, I'll be able to watch them. And I've tried taking some pictures of them with my camera. I have like a Fujifilm camera. It's pretty nice. I have fun playing around with it, but all the pictures came out looking a little weird because it's a screened porch, and I think the screen being out of focus between the bird and the camera kind of made them a little bit glowy. Also, it was a weird foggy day, like a humid day after a cold day, or a cold day after a humid day, or something weird was happening with the weather, and I think it might have made my lens fog up a little bit. Anyways, I thought I was getting great pictures, but it's one of those things where you think you're taking incredible pictures until you pull them up on the computer and see them full size, and they're all just a little bit terrible, but the pictures were still so fun to take. So all is not lost. All right, now it's the next day. Last night I drew this one, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out. In fact, I was expecting the worst, and I think it's pretty good. I mean, it looks a little goofy, but I look a little goofy, so it fits. Now, the next way I'm going to try drawing my portrait is to get a different perspective on myself. And to do that, I'm going to put this screen right over here so I can draw my profile. It's a little monitor, and I've got an HDMI cable plugged in that goes over to that camera right there, which is like all weirdly to one side. Now I can get a good view of my double chin, my lower lip that hangs out so far. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. So many cameras. I don't know where to look. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to harp on about it too much, but like I said, this one, I think it was a little bit more of a disaster when compared to the first one. I don't know what made it more difficult, the fact that I was drawing my own profile, or the fact that maybe the first one was a fluke. Anyways, whatever happened, this one, it was just worse. But I'm not discouraged, okay? I'm not. I was discouraged enough not to do a third one right off the back, but there will be a third one soon, okay? Also, there was an interesting thing that happened. I'm going to include a small audio clip at the end of this video because someone, right as I was finishing up recording this, one of my cameras was still running and someone came and knocked on the door. Some guy trying to sell me internet and cell phone service. So I caught the audio of it just barely because it was pretty far away. So I had to enhance the audio a bunch of times but it still sounds kind of crappy. But anyways, he was trying to sell me internet and stuff. And he told me that he had been there like the night before or something. And he was back, I guess. And he had seen me through my kitchen window, because if you couldn't tell, I'm doing this in my kitchen. Apparently he had been watching me do the previous portrait. He'd been watching me drawing through my window. And I don't know, maybe I should have been more creeped out by that, but I mean, my kitchen window is, right by the front doorstep, so it's not really like he was sneaking around my house or something. And I was playing music loudly, and he said he heard all that, and he was out on the front step jamming and stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like the way I'm saying it should be weirder, but it was kind of a nice conversation. And he said he was inspired by seeing my drawing or something. So I don't know. I just thought, since I have the audio, I would include it there for you, heavily edited, because it was like a 4 or 5 minute conversation, but what I have here for you is only like a minute long. Anyways, let me know if you have any tips. Actually, I don't know if I want your tips on how to draw portraits, because I think I have enough tips. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've done so much information gathering on how to draw something like this, like a self-portrait or a portrait. At some point, you got to stop doing information gathering and start just practicing, just doing it, working out the kinks and the bumps just by practice, by seeing what happens when you do different things. Like maybe you do the hatch marks this way this time. Oh, no, it doesn't look good. Erase it or try it differently in the next portrait. Like, that's why it's okay that I got this one wrong, because standing back and looking at it, I can see what I can do differently in the next one. I mean, maybe it would be nicer if I had just, nailed it. And I don't know, maybe if it means, if I did nail it, does that mean it's a lesson I don't need to learn, or is it just a lesson I haven't learned yet? Or regardless, we'll keep moving forward, keep drawing lines, and see what happens. Okay, I believe in us. We can do it. Yeah. Hope you're all doing okay, and I'll see you around. Okay. Bye. Have a good rest of your December, January, and all the months that come after that. Even February and March, etc. Okay, goodbye.
Yes, sir. My name is John. I'm actually with AT&T and Lumos in regards to the 5G upgrades I got. Y'all have Verizon or T-Mobile. I like to call it T-Maybe because it'd be like, maybe it works, maybe it don't work. Nice to meet you, Peter. I actually I came by earlier and I heard y'all was jamming. I was over here sitting on the porch just man, y'all was doing the thing right there. Did you ring the doorbell? I did. I rang it, and then I actually I came by yesterday and I seen you were painting like a beautiful painting. Like I didn't want to disturb you too much, man. You was actually getting it in, man. I was like, why that? Man, listen, I like to draw, but your drawing inspired me because I'm a stick person. I like to. I know, that's why I've been practicing. Right, I like to draw sticks, man. I ain't gonna lie, we play hangman all day. I know what you mean. Well, thank you, Mr. P. I definitely appreciate talking to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Likewise, you too. Yes, sir.